Boom.
I'm ready.
Boom.
I'm ready.
Box shot.
I'm ready.
Box shot.
I'm ready.
Box shot.
I'm ready.
Deep throat.
I'm ready.
Yeah, man.
I'm ready.
Slow wine.
I'm ready.
Slow wine.
I'm ready.
Hey, yeah.
I'm ready for the road.
Do. More fire. More
Me
fire.
ready for the road. Me ready. Me ready.
Me ready.
Me ready.
Lord.
Me ready. Yeah, me ready.
Grab
Me
the
ready.
girl on the
Me ready.
waistline.
Me ready.
Bup, bup,
Yeah, me
bup,
ready.
bup.
Me ready.
Yeah.
Me ready.
Ready.
Me ready.
Ready.
Yeah, me ready.
Ready.
Me ready.
Ready.
Me ready.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's our new intro. That right there is the new intro. Welcome to the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path.
I'm weak.
It's your co-host, Mr. Brown Broken Guapo, 10 toes down, big head up. I need a haircut, and guess what? I'm still sexy. So what?
Period. Boo, 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 boo.
Me ready.
Because I'm ready. Hey, y'all. It's me again. Got my mic. But it's, what y'all be calling me? Ash Big Ash?
Ash, big ass. I think people hear that, and they're probably like,
Wow.
Ash, big ass.
Right.
And
And
I'm
they're
like, no. Hit him with the Lil Duval one time. That part.
I mean, it might be big back there, but you won't know.
Ooh, not big back.
Oh, no. Big wagon. Not no big back. Big
Facts.
wagon. We do not shame big back people or use big back terminology.
No.
But you should be working out your back in the gym because that right there, if y'all want sexy backs, make sure y'all working out your back in the gym, okay? Don't say Ashley ain't tell you nothing. I was reminding everybody about what today is.
What's today?
Today's 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Free Slurpees!
You talking about like the actual drink, right? I know you ain't getting free.
Excuse me, what?
Huh?
What?
How are you doing? We have to address the elephant in the room. Guys, Spencer's still with us. He's just not with us. Like, he ain't die or nothing, but he had obligations today, and the show must go on.
Just a moment of silence. Okay.
Humbug. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So,
Yeah.
Ash, I think you should take Spencer's role.
Okay. Y'all, I've been waiting for this moment.
Damn.
All right. No shade to you, Spencer. I've just been feeling like, if I had to support him, if I had to be
like
his
if you had
backup,
to step in?
you know what I mean?
Hell
you
yeah.
know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Hell
so
yeah.
it's my time, y'all.
Here we
okay.
go. All right. I like this, Ash.
All right. So, y'all, the question. Let me start over. Hit me with something.
I got you. Ready? Watch this.
Okay. Ooh. All right. So the question.
Yeah, I'm on.
Of the day. Y'all listening?
We listening.
It's summertime.
Summer.
So, we trying to be summer fine. And, we want to be summer fine. We got to redefine our livelihoods, our bodies, our soul, our mentality. So my question of the day is, what do y'all do, or what can you do to start your summer right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Spencer, when you watch this, let me know how I did, okay?
What can you do to start your summer off right? I think it boils down to, what are your intentions? What do you want?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because for me, I'm going into this is the first summer in a while, not really I don't want to say, I guess you could say single or whatever the case is. So I'm going into this summer intentionally trying to find my peace.
Okay.
Again, you know what I mean?
I like that.
But in that being said, is getting back to fully being me.
Right. Like a reset.
Exactly, a reset, but not a reset. Because some people reset and they shut down. They go into a hole and they cut people off, and which is fine, right? But I don't need that kind of hard reset right now. I think I need a breath of fresh air.
Okay.
And what I've been purposely doing is kind of doing stuff that I don't want to do. You know what I mean? To almost force myself to be uncomfortable, so that way I can kind of get back in the groove of being me.
You don't want to get too comfy and then you get complacent.
Exactly. And I don't want to get too comfortable being by myself, because then when people come in, it's like, bro, I'm good. You get what I'm saying?
Ooh, I can resonate with that so much, because I think for me, being an only child, I had to really learn how to be comfortable with myself very early on in life. And I think a lot of people don't know how to be comfortable with themselves. But the people who are very comfortable with themselves, I feel like there's a very fine line where it's like you can't get too comfortable with yourself, because then you're just like, I don't really need no friends. I don't really need to socialize. Like, I just got me. So I'm just going to stick to myself. But it's like, you know, you need to be out there. You got to socialize, get your battery of socialization going, networking, building up that just community for yourself. Because at the end of the day, yes, we can always do everything on ourselves and rely on ourselves, but it's also nice to rely on your community.
Do you ever find yourself being like, I don't need nobody. I'm fine all by myself.
I'm a strong, independent black woman. Don't need no.
And like pushing people away when in reality you actually want company?
Not necessarily that, but I will most of the time usually never take help. Like if someone's like, oh, like I can help do X, Y, and Z for you, I'm like, oh no, it's fine. Like I could do it. So lately, I would say maybe the last like couple of years now, maybe like the last full 2.5. I've been really trying, like if someone is genuinely offering like to help me with something, like say if you're like, oh Ash, like I know you have to, I don't know, do something in your house, and like I have the tools, like I can help you with whatever. Most of the time be like, oh no, like I don't need help, like I can figure it out on my own, like I got
Meanwhile,
it.
you're in there like, motherfucker.
I sure will be in my living room, be like, God damn it, I don't need no help, I'm gonna figure it out. But I'll be like, no, like if they're wanting to help me, like let them, like it's not going to kill me.
Hell yeah.
But I think I learned throughout therapy, the reason why I do that is just coming from a place of like being too overly independent, because when I was younger, when I used to rely on people, they would fall short and let me down. So it very much was like, well, I don't have to rely on anyone else letting me down, because if I do it, then I'm only expecting whatever results from myself. So if like I let myself down, it's a lot easier to digest than like if someone else. Yeah. So then I realized, like, you know what, at the end of the day, like we're all human. So if people do let me down, I just take note of it next time, maybe not to ask them.
High hopes, low expectations. That's my biggest thing, right? Because expectations are the root of all evil.
Right.
And like what I'm learning right now is just because you expect something from somebody, that's not fair to them, right?
Right, because it may not be in their like capacity.
It may be not be in their capacity, or it may never have been their intentions or whatever. I'm basically projecting on you what I want from you. Right. Not what you ever planned on.
Right, or what they wanted for themselves, and then for themselves in that situation.
And that's where, like, and easier said than done, but what I'm learning right now is, one of the things I'm learning right now is that don't hold people to expectations, especially when you didn't even voice them. You know what I mean? Right.
It kind of goes back to like what I said in a earlier episode of just like, unless we have that conversation, that dialogue with somebody of like, I'm letting you know what you are to me and what role you play in my life, then it's like you can't expect them to show up at, say, like your life is the job and be a manager if they don't know how to manage.
Right. Can I like pivot this conversation a little bit?
Yeah, speak your truth, king.
So I know we were gonna talk about like summer and like, you know, summer memories and all that cute shit.
Memories.
But you kind of just set off something in my mind of like
light bulb.
We're halfway through the year, or at this point,
you know, I was just about to talk about that too.
So like, what have we learned? This far.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I feel like when it comes to the summertime, I low-key have like a miniature life crisis, because yes, it's literally, because it's weird enough. This is shout out to Spence. I always hear his voice when it comes to the summertime of just like, okay, y'all, we've reached like the half year point of the year. Like we in the 6th month. What have you done so far in your 6 months? And for me, I'm just like, whenever I realize how quickly a month has gone, or we like have changed seasons, I'd be like, damn, like I have to really sit back and be like, what the fuck did I do? But then I'm also just like, wait, did I even do anything? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done nothing. Now I just start spiraling and I have to tell myself like, okay, this is what you actually did. This is what you want to do. Yeah. And this is what you're in like the process of doing. Because even too, my therapist one time read me for filth. Like she was like, okay, you keep saying like you want to do X, Y, and Z, but then you get caught up in the moment and then you're not doing it. So she's like, instead of doing all this planning, do more doing.
Right.
And for me, I was just like, but I feel like I do a lot every day.
Facts.
But being more like intentional with my doing. So I think so far what have I learned between the beginning of the year till now is simply that I just gotta do the do and not plan. So my goal was always saying like, oh, like I want to go back to school, I want to get my degree, X, Y, and Z. So now that I've kind of really taken the time and I'm done with all of my other obligations, I've really been setting out like, okay, every day when I get home now, I'm like looking up programs. I already asked like people for recommendation letters. I'm already kind of figuring out my game plan of like where I want to apply to, what I want to do. So now that I actually see that, okay, this is not as scary because now I'm doing it and not just saying I want to do it, it puts a lot more things in perspective, like how to apply that to just everything else in my life.
So I think you kind of just answered it, but
I know I said a mouthful.
No. Like you said do the do, right? But like, why don't you do the do? Is it just out of fear? Is it out of like lack of knowledge, lack of resources? Like I know for me personally, and again, shout out Spencer. I feel like I have to say God rest his soul after that, but like he's not dead. It's like, it's crazy. It's just weird not...
Spencer has not died, y'all.
Like, it's just
Please
weird.
Don't think he died.
It's just weird not having... This is probably like the first episode we've recorded without him in like 2-3 years, but neither here nor there.
Right. Because you in his seat.
I know. I kind of like this shit.
Nah, Spencer gonna come back being the small chair.
Talk nasty. See, this is why I get sidetracked.
Ooh, child.
What was I saying? It was good.
It was good. It was. And then you slightly also sidetracked me too.
The do, right?
Yes, the do.
Like Spencer used to always be like, bro, why don't you, like, what are you doing next week? I don't know. Like I coach at this. Be like, oh, when? And I'd be like, oh, like I know this day. He's like, you don't have a schedule? You don't write this down? I'm like, nah, it's all in my head.
Right.
And like that, for a while, a very long time, and I think during soccer it was easy because all I knew: wake up, eat, work out, come back, chill. It was
already a structured within schedule of your daily,
and there was nothing else. Right. Whereas now it's like, wake up, work out, go to work. While I'm at work, send these 3 emails for the podcast. This one email to that person. Go restrain a kid. Go to lunch duty. You know what I mean? Like there's so much in a day. And, like, I know part of the reason why I don't just do the do is because, like, I'm not, I guess you could say I'm not organized in the sense of a schedule. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why don't you, like, what's your reason for, like, not just doing or doing the do?
I think for me, the reason why I don't do the do is because I think it's very easy to get caught up in the... I'll say like the hype of the planning and the manifesting or dreaming, whatever you want to call it. Just like thinking of your thought process, like the creative space of thinking of, okay, this is what I want to aspire. This is what I want to go for. And then, you know, you have to kind of really take a step back, or someone has to kind of like tap you on the shoulder and be like, okay, that's great. And I love that. And then when they ask the question, kind of like how Spencer did, it's like, okay, so what have you done so far to get that? And then you're just like, oh.
Shit, I ain't do nothing. Lord.
Right, like I've just been talking a good talk, but like I actually haven't done anything. So now it's like, oh, I got to actually do something while still doing all of that manifesting and like aspiring for yourself. And I think, though, that's just like a normal thing that happens to a lot of us that we don't realize because life is so easy of just getting us caught up in a whirlwind of like, you know, like you said, you go to work, you work out, you coach. That was it. Like that became your norm. And because we're such habitual creatures, like once we get caught in a habit, whether it's good or bad, we end up losing the focus of like what we are actually doing.
Do you ever say like, I'm gonna send an email and then don't send it?
Ooh, I sure do.
Why?
I think because for me, I'll say like, okay, yes, I'm gonna send this email. It's a quick email. I could do it whenever. So it's like, if I'm focusing on something right now, I don't want to be sidetracked from that. I'm just gonna do it later. However, shout out to my girl Maya. She's very much like, if she needs to.
Girl Maya. Mm-hmm. Hey, shout out Maya. Come on.
When she needs to do something, like she will sit there and do it.
She does the does.
She do the do.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I need to adapt that mindset. Like if I say yes, I gotta send that email. Ooh, no, wait a minute now. Let me just let me sit down and actually do that email. Or even like I told you the other day, like utilize scheduling the emails out, because let me tell you, email scheduler, that thing will have you making look like you utilize every minute of every second of the 24 hours in this day period, because literally you set up when you want it to go out. You can even set up to be like a 7:15, even though it gives you like hour benchmarks. And that has been wonderful for me in the past, because if I know like I'm busy getting ready for work early in the morning and I know I got to get emails out, I will schedule them to go out bright and early, 8 a.m. first thing. So everybody getting these emails thinking I'm out here just typing up this email, but Ashley driving in her car.
I don't know what it is for me. I don't know if it's like an anxiety thing, like like this email I'm asking for something. You know what I mean? Or this email like I'm putting myself out there, but like I don't know why. And I'm sure there's like a legit reason or like a science behind it, but I avoid sending emails, and then like a week would go by and I'll be like, damn, I was supposed to send that email. You know what I mean? But part of it is to bring it back to just scheduling and organization. Right. Take the time, bro. Send the email.
Yeah, just
you know what I mean?
Take a beat. I've been really learning to just take a beat, sit down. If you say you want to do something, look up something. Don't just say like, oh yeah, I'll do it later, because when later comes around and you're tired, you hungry, you just want to lay down and relax, you don't want to do nothing more, then you're just like, damn. One
of my ex's dads used to always say, tomorrow is the day that never comes. You know what I mean? So like later is the time that never comes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, do it. Like if you have the capacity, stop what you're doing and doing it now. Do it now. Or start to plan now. Or you know what I mean? Like obviously, like if I'm in the middle of work, I'm not about to be like, oh snap, let me start writing the blueprint for this podcast thing. No.
Right. Or maybe like leave yourself a reminder.
That part. You know, get inside your notepad and be like, oh, let me go write this, yada, 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 whatever.
Right. And we got all these iPhones, all these fancy phones that literally a computer in our hand. Like, I promise you, I feel like not all of us really maximize the features our iPhone has.
There's so many things on this iPhone, I have no idea what they do.
Yeah.
That what almost sounds like a hawk too. One of my biggest lessons in 2024 has been to learn to shut up.
Okay.
Just shut it.
Just shut it up.
What I've learned is not everybody is as forgiving as me, and not everybody is as non-judgmental as me.
That's fair.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where I might be telling stuff to people in like confidence and like, oh, you my homie, like, oh, yada, and not that I'm out here like gossiping or anything, but just like, hey, this happened, or this is what's going on with me, right?
Right.
Well, people that are protective over me might be like, bro, I don't know why you let that person treat you like that. You know what I mean? Now if that person comes around, it's an issue where it's like, nah, I was just venting to you. You know what I mean? Not because this person was a bad person or this is what's going on with me.
Yeah.
But because you love me, you're now holding against that person, and now it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like something similar of that just happened with a few of my friends where I've just noticed that within myself. Like, there are some people where I, too, will play that role of just, like, because I know you not really vibing with them no more. I'm going to still vibe with you if we have our own separate, like, relationship. However, I'm still going to be conscious of the fact that, like, you also move funny now with the way you treated my other friend. So now I'm going to be more conscious of it. But I don't know. I feel very, like, conflicted slightly about it, because there are some people where it's like, no, like I'm gonna stand on business with my friend, like you treated them disrespectfully.
That person's not good for you.
Yeah, like if they treat you like that, then who's to say they won't do that to me? Therefore,
Right.
like I don't need to like really vibe with you at all. And there's other times where it's just like, okay, I understand that, but they didn't treat me like that, so I'm gonna still be cool with them. I'm just gonna be conscious of it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's some people that we even talked about, like, just hanging out, where I'm just like, yeah, you're not vibing with them, I'm not vibing with them either.
Facts.
And if it's I see them, then I'm gonna be like,
yeah, and that's, to your point, I've learned this year. I've always known that I'm an emotional person, but what I'm also learning is that I'm also an emotional speaker. You know what I mean? And very often where I always mean what I say,
yeah,
my mood in that moment might not have been like my forever mood. You know what I'm saying? So to that point of shut up, right? Not to speak on emotion or when emotion, no.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm learning to kind of just like take my time and feel what I have to feel, but don't speak when in a state of emotion.
Yeah. No, that's huge. I think a lot of people don't always take that when they should. I know for me, I'm very much like, I like to receive all the information, and then in that moment, I'll decide whether I should react or not. I would say 10 times out of 9, I don't react first. And there's been times where people say, like, yeah, you're just too nonchalant for me. Like, you're not showing any emotion. And then they take me not showing emotion as I don't care. When it's like, no, I do care. I just care enough not to allow the situation to stress me or bother me or take over my feelings when it doesn't need to. So some people, I've literally had some people say, like, yeah, I couldn't get into an argument with you because I'm going to need you to, like, show something. And I'm like, I'm going to just be like, well, clearly you're mad. We're not going to be effectively communicating. So, like, we can just end this here. And they don't like that.
And, ooh, Ashley. Hold on. I take that back. I'm not normally on the buttons, y'all.
I'm screaming.
Effective communication. Yes. Knowing when we've had enough of a dialogue or a dialogue is getting nowhere.
Yeah, like you don't want to run around in circles or beat a dead horse.
And one thing about me, we could be arguing or having a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to yell.
Yeah, no. I've never been a yeller either.
Partially, I'm not going to yell because I know that it's going to make you more upset. Like, oh, this guy's still calm. Yeah. You know what I mean? But also, like, what are we accomplishing by yelling?
Right. No one's listening.
Right. All you hear is noise.
Yeah.
Feel me? So to your point, effective communication and knowing when to just say, like, all right, let's just put a pin in it.
Yeah. And that's okay, too. Like, I think some people think, like, if a conversation feels like it didn't have a instant, like, answer or instant resolution, then it's like, well, what was the point of it? Or like, this was stupid, we shouldn't have done this. It's like, no, like sometimes answers don't come right away. Like you might have to revisit it another time or even maybe have like 3 or 4 conversations before you fully get to the answer.
Some people hate that. Some people be like, bro, we already spoke about this, or how many times you want to talk about this? It's like,
until we can effectively resolve the issue at hand, because what you're not going to do is say we had a conversation but then still act funny. And then when I'm like, okay, so clearly we need to have another conversation, then you're like, nah, we don't need to talk. We already talked already. It's like, no, so then why are you acting like that?
Right.
Why you acting
don't
like
get
that?
mad when I call you out on it.
Hello, because one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call you out.
Talk that talk. And one thing is, we don't always need to come to a conclusion, but there at least needs to be an understanding.
Right. See, that's why I firmly believe, like, people can agree to disagree. Like, people don't like that. They're like, that's not really coming to... No, it is. Like, we can both respect each other's opinions, our final say or whatever, and just keep it at that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like, I have to convince you to conform to my idea, or you have to convince me to conform to your idea. Like,
right.
That's not...
See, but even to that point, some people are like, I'm not winning till you agree with me, or I'm not winning. I'm not done till you agree with me.
Right. It's almost kind of like I need to have the last say.
Like, I'm right. Like, I do need to convince you to
like I need to beat you.
Right. And it's like, nah, that's not why we're having this dialogue.
Right. So I was coming to you like an adult, trying to be peaceful and cordial and talk things out. But now you acting childish, so now I'm going to treat you like that.
I agree. Another lesson that I've learned. Another one. Is, and I think like right now, this is kind of like where I'm at, like in my therapy journey, right? Is controlling what you can control and accepting what you can't.
That's a big one.
That's where I'm at right now, and
that be getting a lot of people vexed.
Facts. And so hard is like, I don't understand how you could be like this, or how, but it's like, you know what? That's out of my control.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I voiced how I feel. I voiced my experience.
Yeah.
And as soon as you can accept things, and I think acceptance go hand in hand with the expectations that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
The easier it is, I believe it is on you.
Yeah, because you're not holding yourself to this pressure of a standard.
Right. And in accepting things, it's just like, okay, that is the situation. That is it at face value. That is what it is. I don't need no more. I don't need no less. You know what I mean? And that's when you stop expecting that, okay, this is going to be different. You know? And that's where I think expectations and acceptance go hand in hand. And I think that's like one of the things that I'm working on, again, is just accepting things that I can't control for, you know what? That's just what it is.
Right, like accepting the fact that we are now in the 7th month of the year.
Yeah, I guess. That is an acceptance.
Yeah, we can't control that.
I mean, I'm a speedster. I can run through time.
Oh, sometimes I wish I could go back in time.
If you could go back in time, would you change anything?
No, because anybody who knows about time travel knows that would mess up the present and your future. So you can't do that.
Okay.
I mean, granted, I would be like Ant-Man, which is a great character. Very, very not respected as many people should respect him. And the Wasp too a little bit, but we're not going to get into that. I just didn't really like Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's a side combo. It was good, but it wasn't given like the hype that I got from Ant-Man.
Did you like Ant-Man and Quantumania?
I did. That was a good one.
That was really good.
That really made me want to time travel.
R.I.P. Jonathan Major. I think it's shady what they did to him.
Ooh.
But we ain't gonna talk about that.
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
You ain't gonna talk about it. Are there any other lessons you've learned this year?
There it goes again. I feel like I learned so many lessons and I never fully either like, I don't want to say I harbor on them too much, but I feel like I try to harbor on them a little bit, take what I learned from that, and then learn to let it go. I think I'm really trying to just learn how to let things go. Because for a while, I used to think of things that I either didn't do or I messed up on like years ago and be like, damn, I really wish like I didn't do that, or I wish I did it differently. But I think I'm learning too just to
let it go.
Yeah, like Elsa said.
I don't know how to do that.
Let things go?
Like if I'm bothered, I'm bothered.
Like forever? Like ever?
No. Like, I'm going to eventually let it go, but I wish I could, like, it could come up and I could be like, damn, that bothers me. All right, bet. We're over it.
Yeah, that right there, that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm learning, like, if something bothered on me, I'm going to give it, like, a day or so, and then I'm just be like, okay, I processed it. I knew that it bothered me. It happened. It was either, like, talked about or resolved, and I'm going to let it go.
What I'm learning is, like, how, I mean, obviously, you know the mind is a powerful thing.
Sure is.
But how you can, like, constantly remind yourself, or for lack of better terms, trick yourself into thinking and feeling certain things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's very easy to talk yourself into something
or
out of something.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I forget who it was, but it was a friend that I had, can't remember their name off the top of my head, But a friend in college, they used to always tell me, like, you can either talk yourself into something or out of something. So, like, once you feel like you've thought it over and you're deciding to go whatever path, like, just stick to it. And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. My bad. I'm thirsty.
It's all right.
And I got mad water on me.
It's hot. It's hot. Yeah, it's a hot summer.
No, you definitely can talk yourself in and out of stuff, but you just got to make sure you're doing it with a clear mind and not from emotion.
Yeah.
Like, you should never make decisions from an emotional state. I've found almost
even if you're happy though.
That's different. That's different. But also, that's an emotion. I'm happy. I'm about to go buy this house. What if I can't afford this house?
But you happy.
Right. But I'm happy. I'm about to go take 5 shots. Like, and maybe this is just me playing devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. Like, now, are you talking about just like your general like happiness, or you get what I'm trying to say, or just like you're like how you were today? And I'm talking about like big decisions, not little decisions. Like, hey, let's go get a Slurpee. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that is a major decision on 7-Eleven.
Well, some people did it without their friends.
Okay.
Just saying.
We're getting a Slurpee after this.
Well, some people said we was getting them together.
Okay, and what time you showed up?
I was here before you. I showed up when I was supposed to.
You know what? We just gonna settle this off camera. That's what we gonna do with that.
I got another question for you. Let me get my feet down before we get fired. Boo boo. Of the 5 senses, if you had to lose one, which would it be?
Oh my gosh, the pressure. Out of the 5 senses, which one I would prefer to lose?
Yes.
That's tough because lately I've been watching a lot of videos. I don't know if these will be random or not, but I've been watching a lot of videos since it's been 4th of July about like the fireworks and stuff like that. And a lot of videos have been coming up about dogs and fireworks. And I seen a video actually this morning about this deaf dog who loves fireworks because usually the sound hurts their ears.
Oh, they love seeing them.
Yeah, so like they get so excited because they're deaf and they can't.
How they know they can't hear them?
Yeah, but they can see them, and then like the dog was getting so excited, and I was like, "That's so cute." But then I was like, "Wow, what if I couldn't hear, but I could still see?"
You can never hear music,
right? And I love music.
Right.
I love playing music. I love listening.
From now
to
on,
music.
you got to read movies.
I mean, I read already because I love a good subtitle.
Ugh, that's nasty word.
Is it?
I hate subtitles.
Why?
Because if I wanted to read it, I would open a book.
But it's not a book. It's a TV show or a movie.
Right. So I just want to relax. I didn't come here to work.
That's fair. But I think for me, sometimes, like, just watching it, I might miss something. So I want to be able to, like, fully understand the plot line. So I'm going to need
I'll reverse. I'll rewind something before I plan to put subtitles on.
Dang. So how are we supposed to watch movies?
Whose house we at?
Oh, so, like, whose house is house rules?
Yeah.
I guess we always have movies at my house then.
I think for me, if I had to lose a sense, and this is kind of unfair because I asked them this at work today.
Oh, what they say at work?
For me, it might be smell.
You know?
Granted, nothing's better than, like, I miss walking in my grandparents' house and like smelling my grandmother's cooking.
Right.
You know, after I just plugged in the air freshener, walking in,
right. Or like
going to a soccer field, fresh cut grass. But like, I'm never not going to taste nothing. You know what I mean?
But that works hand in hand though, because remember when people first got COVID, they were losing their sense of taste and smell.
But I'm saying you're only losing one.
Okay.
And the only other reason that I would say this, but I don't even actually mean it, is losing my eyesight, only for the hope that I could become like Daredevil or something.
Oh
like develop like a superpower.
Oh my goodness.
Other than that, like, nah, I could go with losing my scent.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's true. I could also lose my smell. because even sometimes when you don't feel well and you get super congested, you can't smell.
Anyways.
So
you smell that? No.
I've already experienced it then.
Yeah.
I would be mad if I couldn't taste no more.
Imagine food, drinks.
If I couldn't taste pizza, like a good ass slice of pizza.
I got a funny story.
About pizza?
Yesterday, I went to my cousin's house. We were putting a deck together, right? And he made some homemade pizza.
Ooh.
Right? So
that's dicey work.
We made the homemade pizza. He's great at it.
Oh, okay.
Right? And we went outside to like do the last touches on the deck. So we was outside probably like 30 minutes. We walked in the house and I said, "What's that smell?"
Oh no.
The pizza was blacker than your shirt.
Oh no.
Bro, it was so burnt.
That would
so burnt.
I remember one time I was so hungry. It was like a snow day. This is when I like lived in Mass at the time. And I bought one of those like frozen homemade pizzas you can like just pop in the oven. So I was like, perfect. I'm not gonna cook. I'm just gonna pop it in the oven. And I forgot what I did. And I came back and like half the pizza started burning, but the other half was fine. But I still was so mad.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Oof.
That's a bummer.
If there's one thing to really jam my Glock, it's a burnt pizza.
Jam your what?
Jam my Glock.
Hey, yo, I like that.
Cook my grits is burning pizza.
Damn.
Don't do it.
Well, shoot, this was fun. This was improv. This was a good conversation. I like this.
You know?
I mean, unless there's any more lessons that you want to talk, we could wrap this up and we'll get those Slurpees.
Yeah, I would say instead of
niggas, bro. Niggas. Like, for what?
You know what? Another thing. When
For
people
what?
not happy and they don't want to see you happy either, you
For
still
what?
gotta be happy. You still gotta be happy.
And it's funny because
you still gotta be
that
happy.
goes hand in hand with my 15 seconds. Go, say what you were saying.
Anywho, what I was going to say was, is there anything that you're looking forward to this summer as just like a last wrapping up question? Or for the next half of the year?
I'll take it for summer because I don't want to get ahead of myself for the last half. I mean, for me, my sister's baby shower because I'm finally finna have a nephew. Like I love my nieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could not love another girl again. You know what I like? 3 nieces, that's a lot. Like I gotta love y'all the same. But now I finally get a nephew. You know what I mean?
So you gonna love him?
Not more. It's just different.
That's what it was.
No.
It was given favoritism.
No. It's just different.
That causes rivalry.
No, those are my girls. You know what I mean? They always gonna be my girls. But
right.
I'm finally gonna get a nephew.
That's exciting.
That's fire. So,
is your sister excited for a boy?
Yeah. I don't know if they know the name yet, and I'm kind of mad because me, her, and my brother-in-law were sitting at the table one day and we were like brainstorming names. And I have a name that I really want to give my son.
Okay.
And I, like an idiot, said it.
Oh, no.
Shut up.
Right.
Right? And now they like the name. And
they
I'm
can't
like,
do that.
And I'm like, bro, Jen, like.
That's not fair.
Yeah, but they like one of the other names, but he doesn't. So I'm hoping that he kind of, yeah.
And they better not do no like, oh, we'll just make it his middle name. Like,
no, so his middle name is going to be Andres because that's my brother-in-law's middle name.
Oh, okay.
And what he said he's not going to do is, so his name's Pedro. His dad's name's Pedro.
Oh, yes.
His brother's name's Pedro. Yeah, so he's like.
No more Pedros.
Yeah, he was like, no Pedro.
Got it.
So, like, that's fire because I would not want to call my nephew Pedro.
Are they, like, conjoining last names? Like, are they going to give the baby a hyphen last name?
Nah, it's Moncada. Like, my sister took his last name.
Oh, okay. I see.
So, I mean, but that's probably, like, you know, the family's getting bigger, so.
I love that.
That's exciting for me.
I love that.
What about you?
I'm excited to embark on this grad school journey.
Hell
it's about to be Dr. Ashford Ash. You know?
Hell yeah.
Excited to get back in the gym again. You know, working on my fitness. Can I get a witness?
Bo. She's a nasty squirrel.
I've been a nasty squirrel.
Hey.
I've been a nasty squirrel.
Hey.
I've been a nasty squirrel. I've
Get it, girl.
His money gonna match my free.
Not like us.
Gonna match my free.
Wow.
Match my nested.
Hey.
Honestly, y'all need to watch. I forget his full name. It's like Derek something on Instagram, but he's this really funny black guy that literally has domesticated wild squirrels. And also, fun fact that I learned this week: CT is actually in a squirrel deficit.
Excuse me?
Yeah. So like, apparently, we haven't been seeing as many squirrels because their like food sources have changed, so now they're like migrating outward more before they like come back. So that's why we might not. But I just thought it's because too many was getting run over.
They about to be like the squirrel from Ice Age.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, the squirrels need help. I'm very concerned for squirrels.
Is that your favorite animal?
No, my favorite animal is a sloth.
All right, let's get our 15 seconds of fame.
Wait, you don't like sloths?
I don't care for sloths.
Have you seen a baby sloth?
Yes.
They're so cute.
That's cool.
Oh. That made me a little sad. What's your favorite animal?
Cheetah.
Why?
Because I learned that they're fast at a young age and they were always...
Like, I'm fast.
Yeah. But I also love like the like sea life. You know what I mean? Like if you actually go down my Instagram timeline, it's full of like sports, food, workouts, and fish and travel.
Interesting.
Yeah, like a lot of fish.
That should be part of our next question of the day. We should be looking at what's on y'all FYP.
Oh boy. Bryce said, not for me. He said, Bryce said, I saw a link that Spencer sent to the group chat, and it's been that ever since.
I'm screaming. Good thing I didn't open up that link.
15 seconds of fame, Ash.
So my 15 seconds of fame is really just kind of circling back to what we were talking about earlier. You know, just still plan, but don't get too caught up in the planning. Just do the do. Try to find a balance of both. And, you know, everything's just always going to work out in the end, even when you feel like it doesn't. So just do the do, and it's going to work out.
Word. Thank you for being here today, Bri. Appreciate you as always, Collective Space. Yo, if you guys need a office space, a study space, a meeting space, a podcast space,
work address,
come down here. This spot's dope. Thank you for allowing us to be here again. My 15 seconds of fame, I'm switching it from what I was going to say. But remix. Don't let a difficult person or situation get to you. Both are powerless without your reaction.
Ooh.
So with that being said, this is the best podcast in CT. It's hot, we hot, and we about to take off. And that's a wrap.
Because we going to get a surfing.